Greetings! Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times for Thursday, December 9, 2021. For today's editorial, Court must reject frivolous anti-vaxxers lawsuit. As we reported in our banner story yesterday, a court employee from Las Piñas has filed a lawsuit against the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases, or the IATF-EID, and the Supreme Court, seeking to overturn the mandatory vaccination requirement imposed by the government. This presents an excellent opportunity to firmly establish that public health is protected by law, a statement the court can make by swiftly rejecting this frivolous petition. The petition requesting the issuance of a temporary restraining order and/or writ of preliminary injunction was filed at the Manila Regional Trial Court by one aggrieved employee, a clerk of the RTC Branch 198 in Las Piñas City. She is seeking to have the Manila RTC declare the IATF's recent resolution on mandatory vaccination void. Named as respondents in the suit are the IATF-EID, the Supreme Court, represented by Deputy Clerk of Court and Chief Administrative Officer Lawyer Maria Karina Cunanan, and the petitioner's immediate superior, Presiding Judge Pia Cristina Bersamin Embuscado of the Las Piñas RTC Branch 198. Under the IATF directive, employees who refuse to be immunized cannot be terminated, but they must undergo regular reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction testing or antigen tests at their own expense. In the court filing, the petitioner claimed that the IATF resolution placed her under pressure because the other vaccinated court employees tried to engage her to be vaccinated. Her refusal to get the vaccine, she explained, was because after weighing the information on the vaccines being used and the other means available to prevent the spread and severity of the COVID-19 infection, she came to the personal conclusion that vaccination is not for her and her family. The misguided selfishness of anti-vaxxers fortunately does not afflict the Philippines as much as it does some other countries, but it is no less alarming or dangerous when it is displayed here. The objective of widespread vaccination is not solely to protect the individual, but to protect others as well, and thus, the confused individual who reaches a personal conclusion that vaccination is not for her is claiming a special privilege to put others at risk. This is unacceptable from anyone. It might be an issue if the IATF edict did not provide any alternative, but that is simply not the case. Those who have a legitimate reason, such as a medical condition that prevents them from taking the vaccine, can be exempted from the requirement. Those who are otherwise eligible for vaccination but choose not to take it are not preventing from exercising that choice, nor are they penalized from being prevented from working. The option of undergoing regular testing is available, and since that is a choice made by the individual, it is entirely fair that the individual bear the expense for that. We must all remember that the primary responsibility of the government is to prevent the spread of COVID-19 to the absolute limit of its ability. Mass vaccination by now has an entire planet's worth of data verifying that it is the most effective way to meet that responsibility. With regular testing and monitoring being a distant second, there is no third way. And as for being made uncomfortable or feeling pressured to take the vaccine by one's community or peer group, that is hardly the government's concern. That is simply the community responding to a potential threat to the collective well-being, as well as, if the affected individual would stop to consider it for a moment, communal concern for that individual's own health and that of her family. If there is anything about this unfortunate case the court should consider, it may be to remind the IATF and other authorities concerned that, since testing is offered as an option to vaccination, although not an encouraged option, they should ensure that testing is readily available at a reasonable cost. Otherwise, the petition seeking to block the IATF mandate should be denied immediately in whatever terms necessary to discourage others from simply wasting the court's time. And that's the editorial for Thursday, December 9, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and listen to The Voice of the Times.